I am in New York City in Premier Studios with Sheryl Crow. Sheryl, so nice to see you.
Good to see you.
So nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. I feel
You-
like we know each other now that we've been hanging out in the hallways of Colbert.
You know, when we were hanging out in the hallways of Colbert, it occurred to me that that studio, the Ed Sullivan studio, is where the Beatles and the Rolling Stones, when they were just mere pups, were making
Yeah.
a break. There's a lot of history in those
First
halls.
time the Beatles played in America was on that stage.
But you ruled the stage last night with your band. Sounded great.
Thank you. We had a good time. I love that show, and also it's fun to play this new music. We're having a kick-ass time.
Well, and that is the occasion for all this publicity that you're doing is the new album, Be Myself.
Yes.
And it seems like that's a pretty great proposition, being Sheryl Crow. How is it? How is being
It
Sheryl
does
Crow?
not suck. I mean, I got to be honest with you. I'm at a really awesome place in my life. I'm a mom of two just totally rad kids, and I'm making music with my friends, and I'm liberated by the fact that I can just write about anything. And right now there is a ton to write about. So it's all just fodder for making music and making art.
This album's being hailed as a return to form for you because it's coming back to rock and roll after your foray into country.
And we all know how much rock and roll gets played at radio, so.
Well, at my station, that's all we play, but you know, I know we're the exception to the rule these days. I think it's a good thing, though. The record sounds great. I had the pleasure of listening to it yesterday before it came out, and I felt so special.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I mean, I worked with my old buddy Jeff Trott, who I made the Sheryl Crow record with, and I made Globe Sessions with, and I made Come On, Come On with, and we have this great synergy where when we write, we basically record as we go, and he plays guitar and I play bass, and I write on the microphone, and we usually have a drummer or a drum programmer, and that's really ostensibly how the whole record was made, and we did it really quickly. I mean, I do feel like because there's so much hanging in the ether, you know, from what it's like to be raising kids in the age of technology, what it's like to be an artist in the age of branding, what was going on with our politics and this sort of fear-mongering and this hate rhetoric. There just was so much, like I said, in the ether that kind of kept seeping into the lyrics. And before we knew it, we had 17 songs.
Cool. Which you didn't put all on the album.
No, and actually, I've got another record that's getting ready to come out next year, and a couple of those are on there. So.
Is that the duets album?
Yeah, that's the collaborative record, which is just a bunch of songs that I called in favors from people I've loved my whole life and who I've collaborated with over the years, but have never asked for them to come collaborate with me. So I've got a lot of great.
Well,
great
I look
people
forward
on
to
it.
that. But let's talk about the record that's out right now.
Let's
Because
do that.
Yeah. So you mentioned working with Jeff Trott again.
Yeah.
And I've been reading up various reviews and so forth, which seem to be uniformly good, by the way.
Oh, that's
You're
great.
also working with Chad Blake on this record.
Chad Blake, yes.
You know, but it's a little weird to me, Sheryl, because on the CD jacket it says Sheryl Crow. It doesn't say Sheryl Crow and Jeff Trott and Chad Blake. And if you were a male artist, I wonder if people would be doing that. Pardon me if I'm being too much of a women's liberal here, but Leonard Cohen worked with a woman recording engineer named Leanne Unger for many, many, many years, and
Right.
nobody ever said, "Hey, Leonard's working with Leanne Unger again. Well, I got to check this album out."
Right. Well, yeah, you know, the fish stinks from the head. That's what I always say.
I'll pass that on to my friends in Fish.
Yes. Yeah, you know, the melodies, the lyrics, all that kind of thing are just an extension of who I am and my references and my experiences in life. And
Well, also when you make a rock record, there's a certain swagger to the sound of the band. It's almost like the way the Stones are slightly off all the time, and it works. You've got that going on with your band, and of course you should collaborate with who you want to. I'm not
Yeah.
taking that away from you, but to me that's the signature of a good rock Sheryl Crow record is that it's got this band that's doing your songs, and you're up front and you're steering that thing.
yeah, you know, it's a really funny thing because this record sounds really big. And it sounds like a band, and it's actually just me and Jeff and a drum programmer.
Oh.
Yeah, so, and we work well together. You know, Jeff and I have a really, really similar feel.
Mm-hmm.
And he also plays the things that, I mean, I guess we just have such similar influences, but he plays the way and the tones that I like. And he relates to where I'm coming from as far as where I'm going musically. So I call him my musical husband, which does not offend his wife at all. But we just have we've had it for 20 years, and sometimes it works. We've had a few years in there where we just couldn't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
But this felt like the old days. So.
Well, and you've taken a few detours musically. As I mentioned, you did the country record. Before
Yeah.
that, it was kind of a tribute to the Memphis soul thing.
Yeah.
And this is back to the signature swagger rock and roll Sheryl Crow sound.
Yeah.
That that you're really known for.
Yeah.
Now, for your casual listener, I think probably and this is I'm going off on a women's lib tangent again, but it seems like probably what you're most known for is being gorgeous.
Oh,
And,
wow.
and then second,
Well, that's
for being
very
a singer.
nice. I didn't know I was best known for that.
Well, right, but I mean, you have this incredible skill set. You're not just gorgeous and a singer. You're also a guitarist, a bass player, as you mentioned. I didn't know you played bass, but you look great and sound great with that. What is it that you're playing there?
Oh, I have
is it a guild?
I think it's a 72 M85 Guild. Guild M85.
Yeah, it's a beautiful instrument.
Thank you. It is.
You write your own songs. You stage your own staging. You engineer. You produce. You're the front woman, and you're the
And I
band
make
leader.
my own clothes.
Oh, do you?
No.
Well, it's an awesome skill set, though. And you had earlier in your career had done some gigging as a background singer.
Yeah.
I wonder if being a background singer and watching other people being a front person was that an educational experience for you? Did you learn from
yeah.
that?
I mean, I think every single thing that you rub up against affects what you ultimately do. And I had the great experience of working behind Michael Jackson and then going right after that to work behind Don Henley. Mm-hmm. And I don't know,
Two frontmen with very different styles.
very different styles, yeah, and it was great. I mean, not only was it great to witness what make them great, but it was great to be able to kind of cherry pick what felt comfortable for me as a band leader, but also I got the experience of traveling around the world with Michael. I got the experience of traveling on a tour bus and living kind of as a traveling gypsy family band with Don Henley, and all those things inform your decisions about how you want to do it, for sure.
And how would you, if you were describing your style as a front woman, you're not doing the moonwalk, so how would you describe that?
No, I mean, I'm an old-fashioned, I carry on the tradition of the old-fashioned rock band. We go out and we rock it, basically. We play hard and we enjoy each other as a unit. I've always wanted to be a member of the band, and so, I mean, I guess by virtue of the fact that I'm a singer-songwriter, I'm signed to a record deal as me, but when it comes to my band, I want them to have the freedom to bring to it what they do. They learn all the parts, but I think we grow together as a unit, and that's what makes the music fun.
You guys were working, doing some songs acoustically, and I guess I get to play those now. So shall we listen to your session together?
Would love it.
It's Sheryl Crow and her band live in Premier Studios and on the airwaves of The Point.
I've been seeing you so long, oh, but nothing
something like that.
It's Independent Radio, The Point, with Sheryl Crow and her band live at Premier Studios, just knocking them out. We just heard the classic Every Day is a Winding Road. And before that, Long Way Home and the title track to the new album, Be Myself. And it's lovely to be with Sheryl Crow.
Thank you.
So what are your tour plans now?
I have the most exciting summer planned. I am going out on the Outlaw Tour with people I absolutely adore. First and foremost, Willie Nelson, who I've known and collaborated with for years.
I'm so glad he's still with us. Back when there was that spinach scare with the poison spinach, he got busted for pot, and he was saying, well, at least it wasn't spinach. I'd be dead now.
See? And he's got a new song called I Woke Up Not Dead Again. And it just, I think that's the correct title. But he's got a new record out. I was listening to it, and it's fantastic. And
cool. He did a song a little while ago with Snoop Dogg called "Roll Me Up and Smoke Me When I Die."
I mean, he's just, I mean, he's my favorite person on the planet.
Who else is part of this Outlaw tour?
Sturgill Simpson's going to be coming on and off.
Awesome.
Mumford & Sons is going to do some of it. I may be talking out of turn. My Morning Jacket's on some of it. I think Bob Dylan's going to do some of it. I think Mellencamp may do some of it. And I think Neil Young's going to come on and off and do some of it. So it's just going to be a really fun summer.
Are you friends with all of these people?
Actually, I'm friends with Neil and I'm friends with Willie. I do not know anybody else, but I'm big fans.
I've met a lot of people doing this radio thing for as long as I have, but I always get really nervous every time. And
you do?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
because I'm a big fan. I'm first and foremost, I'm a music fan.
Yeah, and that's how I am too. And sometimes when you meet meet people and you're like, oh, dumb bummer, they're like such a dork or dick or whatever.
In my case, it's more like, God, I can't believe I said that ridiculously stupid thing. So this is going to be an extensive tour with this Outlaw thing?
I don't know. I know we're starting in June, and I think it's kind of sporadic, and I think it goes through September, but it'll be up on the website if it isn't already. I basically go where they tell me to go.
Okay.
So...
Well,
wherever it is,
you
I will
should come
be there.
to Vermont, I think, is
I would love
what I'm
that.
going to propose here.
I would love it.
All right. Well, just one last question here. Some of the lyrics here, a little sad. It sounds like you've had maybe a romantic disappointment.
I've had some through the years.
But
Yeah.
perhaps one that you've been writing about on this new album. But the question is, do you still feel optimistic about love?
I absolutely. Listen, I am the most awake I've ever been in my life, and I'm just ready at every turn to see what happens. I think that love is the greatest motivator aside from fear, and I would much rather be motivated by love.
So optimistic about love and back rocking and rolling.
Yeah, man.
That's what we want. Sheryl Crow, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Zeb.